I may not be your pastor. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. I'm not offended. I don't feel rejected.
So
The story surrounding T.D. Jakes, Tyler Perry, and their connections to Diddy has taken an intriguing turn, leading many to question whether Jakes' rise to prominence in the entertainment industry came at a hidden cost. While Jakes is well known as a spiritual leader and a prominent public figure, his relationships with influential people like Tyler Perry and Diddy have now come under intense scrutiny. What seemed like a simple association with notable personalities is now being viewed through a
I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing.
different lens, raising questions about what truly went on behind the scenes. The ties between Jakes and Diddy go deeper than anyone initially anticipated. For those unfamiliar with Diddy's legendary parties, these were no ordinary gatherings. Over the years, these events have developed a reputation for being exclusive and indulgent, attended by the who's who of Hollywood. There have long been whispers
But sin, drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman.
about the nature of these parties, claims that what happened behind closed doors was far from innocent. According to various reports, these gatherings were notorious for their extravagance and their anything-goes atmosphere, creating a playground for the elite where boundaries were blurred. Recent revelations suggest that Jakes was more than a casual attendee at these events. New evidence points to the possibility that he played a significant role in organizing some of Diddy's most lavish parties. This news has sent shockwaves through the industry, as it paints Jakes not merely as a guest but as a key figure who had intimate knowledge of the goings-on at these high-profile events. While no direct accusations of criminal activity have been leveled at Jakes, the fact that he was deeply involved in planning these gatherings suggests he had a clear understanding of what took place. For years, rumors have circulated about the debauchery that supposedly transpired at these parties. Allegations have surfaced describing situations that can only be characterized as. According to some accounts, Jakes eventually made a bold decision. He chose to cooperate with law enforcement. It is believed that he provided crucial information to authorities, shedding light on what he witnessed during these controversial gatherings. This alleged cooperation may have been a turning point in the investigation into Diddy's activities, with Jakes reportedly supplying key evidence that could implicate several high-profile individuals who were in attendance at these parties, as chaotic and disturbing. Participants have shared accounts of witnessing troubling behavior, and these stories are only now beginning to gain public attention. Recently, recordings have emerged that allegedly show Jakes at these very events, raising more questions about his level of involvement and what he knew. It's important to acknowledge that no one has accused Jakes of directly participating in any illegal acts.
On woman, he on she. Man, he making the Christians look real bad right about now.
The footage that has surfaced so far does not show him engaging in any criminal behavior. However, his mere presence in these compromising settings has led many to believe that he had a deeper awareness of the darker side of these gatherings than he initially let on. The ambiguity surrounding his involvement has left the public with more questions than answers, leading to a sense of unease about his true role in these events. Adding another layer to this complex story, some insiders claim that Jakes was under pressure from Diddy to keep silent about the more controversial aspects of these parties. It's rumored that Diddy wielded considerable influence, using his power to ensure that those who were in the know, like Jakes, remained tight-lipped. This speculation has intensified with reports suggesting that Jakes was reluctant to speak out due to fear of reprisal. The stakes were evidently high for Jakes, who may have been concerned about risking his career, his reputation, and even his safety. As more details come to light, it appears that the relationship between Jakes and Diddy was not as straightforward as it once seemed. Allegedly, the tension between the two escalated when Jakes began to distance himself from Diddy amid mounting allegations against the music mogul. Sources close to the situation indicate that Jakes became increasingly uncomfortable as Diddy's behavior came under public scrutiny, leading him to reconsider his ties to the hip-hop icon. If these reports are accurate, Jakes' decision to come forward would mark a significant shift in his role from silent bystander to active participant in the legal proceedings against Diddy. His testimony could prove to be a pivotal factor in the case, potentially leading to serious repercussions for Diddy and others involved. While Jakes has yet to publicly address these allegations, his apparent involvement with the FBI suggests that he may be playing a much larger role in this unfolding drama than anyone had previously imagined. The revelation that Jakes may have turned on Diddy has sparked widespread speculation about what this means for both of their futures. Jakes' silence on social media regarding the issue has only fueled more curiosity as he continues to post about his upcoming engagements without acknowledging the controversy that is currently swirling around him. The public is left wondering whether Jakes will eventually break his silence or if he will continue to evade the topic altogether. What makes this situation even more compelling is the possibility that Jakes' cooperation with authorities is not solely about protecting his own interests. There is a chance that his decision to come forward was motivated by a sense of responsibility, recognizing that remaining silent could implicate him in the very crimes he wishes to distance himself from. For someone who has built a career on being a moral guide and inspirational leader, the decision to stand against Diddy could be seen as a critical step in preserving his own integrity. As this story continues to unfold, there are still many unanswered questions. Could Jakes' involvement in these parties have been more significant than anyone previously thought? Was he simply caught in a web of influence and intimidation, or was there a deeper complicity in the events that transpired? And most importantly, what will the long-term impact of these revelations be on his career and his public image? The implications for Diddy are equally severe. The music mogul has faced numerous allegations over the years, many of which have painted a troubling picture of a man willing to go to extreme lengths to protect his empire. If Jakes' testimony is indeed what led to Diddy's arrest, it could signal the beginning of the end for one of the entertainment industry's most powerful figures. The parallels to the downfall of other influential figures in similar circumstances are hard to ignore. In the end, the story of TD Jakes and Diddy is more than just a tale of fame and fortune, it's a narrative that highlights the murky world of power, influence, and the lengths to which individuals will go to either protect or destroy it. As more details emerge, the stakes continue to rise, not only for Jakes and Diddy but also for the broader landscape of the entertainment industry. This scandal could very well reshape the public's perception of these figures and leave a lasting impact on their legacies. Whether Jakes emerges as a hero for coming forward or faces backlash for his past associations remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: this saga is far from over. As the investigation into Diddy continues, the scrutiny surrounding his actions and connections shows no sign of slowing down. If more evidence emerges, there's a strong chance that TD Jakes will be compelled to confront the allegations directly. Whether he eventually acknowledges any role in Diddy's notorious parties or maintains his innocence, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: Jakes' reputation is on the line, and the world is watching closely. For Jakes, this might be a pivotal moment, an opportunity to clear his name and distance himself from a scandal that threatens to drag everyone involved into a legal and moral quagmire. The pressure is immense, as the stakes have never been higher for both men. If Jakes wants to protect his legacy, he may have to make a stark choice between loyalty to his past associations and securing his future in the public eye. For Diddy, the situation seems even more precarious. His empire, which was built on years of influence and success in the music industry, appears to be crumbling under the weight of persistent accusations and legal battles. Allegations of misconduct have haunted him for years, but now, as more individuals come forward with their stories, it seems like the walls are finally closing in. Diddy's arrest might only be the beginning of what promises to be a prolonged and turbulent legal fight, with each new revelation.
One of his sons got arrested, some years ago in Dallas,
adding to the gravity of his predicament. But not everyone is convinced by Jakes' attempts to portray himself as a victim of circumstance. Enter comedian Katt Williams, a figure unafraid to voice his opinions, especially when it comes to exposing what he sees as hypocrisy in the entertainment industry. Williams has publicly questioned Jakes' narrative, painting a far different picture of the bishop's involvement in Diddy's inner circle. To Williams, Jakes isn't some innocent bystander who got swept up in the chaos. Instead, he believes Jakes was a willing and active participant in Diddy's controversial gatherings. According to Katt Williams, Jakes' rise to fame in Hollywood wasn't simply a result of his talent and charisma, but rather a product of strategic alliances and deals with powerful figures like Diddy. Williams implies that Jakes' entire career may have been built on these connections, with his success tied to the people he surrounded himself with in those notorious circles. He argues that Jakes wasn't just attending these high-profile events, he was complicit in orchestrating them, fully aware of the illicit activities happening behind the scenes. Moreover, Williams has hinted at something even more scandalous: the nature of Jakes and Diddy's relationship may have gone beyond just business. Rumors have circulated for years about Diddy's personal life, with whispers about his involvement with other men. Williams isn't afraid to stoke these flames, suggesting that there might have been a romantic link between Jakes and Diddy, a revelation that would cast an entirely different light on Jake's participation in these gatherings. Such claims, though incendiary, are not without some foundation. Over the years, odd video clips and unsettling anecdotes about Diddy's interactions with male celebrities have surfaced, adding fuel to the speculation about his private life. One of the more talked about moments involves Diddy reminiscing about his time with the young Usher, which many have found confusing and uncomfortable. The conversation hinted at a closeness that some interpreted as suggestive, blurring the lines between friendship and something more intimate. And then there's the infamous hot tub incident, a scene captured in a video that has resurfaced following Diddy's legal troubles. In this clip, Diddy is seen at a party where a woman's hair catches fire in a hot tub surrounded by candles, and instead of immediate concern, laughter and amusement seem to be the dominant reactions from those present, including comedian Kevin Hart. This incident has been viewed by many as a microcosm of the chaotic and reckless atmosphere that allegedly characterized Diddy's parties, places where boundaries were often pushed to the limit and where the consequences of excess seemed to be ignored. Now, as the pieces of this complex puzzle come together, the stakes are rising for everyone involved. For Jakes, the threat of being pulled deeper into this controversy looms large. Should further evidence surface, implicating him more directly in these events, he could find himself facing not just public backlash but potentially severe legal consequences. And the rumors swirling around his connection to Diddy suggest that his silence might have been motivated by fear of damaging revelations, fear of career-ending allegations, or even fear of retaliation from one of the most powerful figures in the entertainment industry. The unfolding drama leaves many questions unanswered. Was Jakes really complicit in Diddy's exploits, or is he merely guilty by association? Could his cooperation with the authorities be a strategic move to save himself from potential legal fallout, or is it a genuine attempt to come clean and distance himself from his past? As more accusers step forward and as Diddy's legal woes continue to mount, the narrative is far from over. One thing is for sure: the world will be watching closely to see how this saga unfolds. For both Diddy and Jakes, the path ahead is fraught with uncertainty, and their next moves could very well determine the course of their careers and possibly their freedom.
Allegedly, for being found in the park were a bunch of people that are homosexual.
The music mogul and the preacher, once seen as untouchable giants in their respective fields, now face a public reckoning that could redefine their legacies. The situation is distressing not only due to the alarming circumstances but also because of the seemingly indifferent behavior of the partygoers, including Kevin Hart. This footage only serves to bolster the growing perception that Kevin is more deeply entrenched in Diddy's world than he is willing to admit. It's not enough for him to merely apologize to Cassie. In that video, he owes an apology to the public for the lies he has told. With Diddy now facing serious legal charges, Katt Williams has ramped up his criticisms of Kevin, accused
Sexuals hang out and indulge in sexual activity. And I heard his two sons, which
accusing him of trying to distance himself from Diddy in a bid to protect his own career. According to Katt, Kevin's decision to cooperate with authorities isn't born out of any newfound moral clarity. Rather, it's a desperate survival tactic. Katt believes Kevin is acutely aware that the noose is tightening around Diddy as more victims come forward with their accounts. In this light, Katt interprets Kevin's collaboration with the FBI as a calculated maneuver to avoid being dragged down alongside Diddy. Katt has long been vocal about his disdain for Hollywood's power dynamics, viewing Kevin as just another player in a larger game. He has consistently portrayed Hollywood as an environment where success hinges on personal connections and the willingness to engage in behind-the-scenes dealings. Katt suggests that Kevin's friendship with Diddy was instrumental in his rise to fame, implying that Kevin's entire public persona is built on a shaky foundation of questionable transactions and concealed associations. Katt goes further, pointing out the contradictions in Kevin's behavior, contrasting his public image with his participation in morally dubious parties. He describes Kevin as a figure who, despite presenting himself as a positive role model, is attending events rife with sin and debauchery. This dichotomy raises eyebrows, especially considering Kevin's own family history, including the past legal troubles of one of his sons, who was reportedly arrested in a Dallas park known for being a gathering place for sexual encounters. The ongoing rumors regarding the relationship between Diddy and Pastor TD, Jakes are gaining traction and showing no signs of subsiding. Jakes has become a focal point of public discussion, particularly with figures like Jaguar Wright persistently calling out the alleged connections. Katt reflects on Jakes' presence at Diddy's party, expressing confusion over the apparent mingling of spiritual and secular worlds. He recalls a moment when Tyler Perry laid hands on Jakes, leading to a bizarre display of supposed spiritual awakening, which only adds to the surreal atmosphere. The imagery conjured up by Katt's comments evokes a sense of discomfort, as he likens the scene at the party to a strange and unsettling moment, reminiscent of a lost segment from Eyes Wide Shut. He questions whether these gatherings are truly about fellowship or if they veer into something much more dubious and theatrical. If Pastor Jakes indeed attended a Diddy party, Katt suggests it raises troubling questions about the intersection of faith, celebrity, and morality in a setting where the lines are blurred. At parties hosted by Sean Diddy Combs, two themes consistently arise: money and sex. It's almost as if these gatherings exist solely for those purposes, prompting speculation about the true nature of the relationships and activities taking place. Jaguar Wright has been vocal in her criticisms, suggesting that certain celebrities, including Pastor T.D. Jakes, are entangled in morally dubious situations, particularly when associated with Diddy. Wright has accused Jakes of harboring secrets, stating that he is an integral part of a hidden agenda that involves the exploitation of artists. She has repeatedly called out Diddy, but it seems that now she is shifting her focus to Jakes, aiming to unveil what she believes are his false pretenses and hidden truths. Wright's allegations come amidst the backdrop of T.D.
Are not his biological sons. Both of them are from that LGBT.
Jakes' prominent status as a globally recognized pastor. As the leader of the Potter's House, a megachurch with tens of thousands of devoted followers, Jakes' influence is significant. However, his close ties to Diddy, coupled with a series of shocking claims about their interactions, have blurred the lines between the spiritual realm and the high-stakes world of entertainment. The situation has become increasingly intense as allegations of inappropriate behavior at Diddy's events surface, casting a shadow over Jakes' reputation. Surrounding T.D. Jakes, Diddy, and other prominent figures illustrates that within the glitzy facade of fame, darker truths often lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be unveiled.